Chatasya he durghamityu durgam janmamritasya cha asmat apariharyavite natvam sochutamarhasi Jatasya, one who has taken his birth, suddenly, durvaha, a fact, mrityuhu, death, durvam, is also a fact, janma, birth, mritasya, of the dead, cha, also, tasmat, therefore, apariharye, of that which is unavoidable, in the matter, arte, in the matter, na, do not, tvam, you, sochitam, to lament, arhasi, deserve. Translation: one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after that one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Please respond. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after that one is sure to take a birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Purport by Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One has to take birth according to one's activities of life, and after finishing one term of activities, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, one is going through one cycle of birth and death after another without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should Arjuna be afraid or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subject to the reactions of sinful acts of which he was so afraid. By avoiding the discharge of his proper duty, he should not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. Back to the verse again. One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after that one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So, this verse, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is explaining some part of our body will take birth and some part of our body will die. Yes? So what is that in our body that will take birth, and what is in that our body will, the body will die. Yes? But one who has taken birth is sure to die, and after that is sure to take birth again. So what is this that's moving the thing that is moving this? So when you die, your body is finished, yes? Correct? So something from your body is going to next body, yes? Yes. Is it not? This is what Krishna is saying, yes? Yes or no? So what is that? The soul. So that means you are not the body. Yes? Something in your body, the soul, is leaving this body behind. It says, when your body is old, you will die. And then it will go to the next body. Yes? Yes or no? So there is some transformation. So the soul does not go any changes. The body goes through changes. Yes? Yes or not? In fact, the body goes through 6 kinds of changes. It's explained here, and that's what you can see. The body goes through birth, here you can see impregnation, gestation, birth, infancy, childhood, youth, middle age, old age, and death are the 9 ages of the body. You follow this point? Impregnation, gestation, that means the child is growing in the body of the mother. And then there's birth, then there's infancy, baby, and then childhood, and then youth, and then middle age, old age, and then death. You follow this? So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stages of the body. And nobody can avoid this. Yes? Can you avoid this? No. Nobody can avoid. Does it mean that we should always take birth and die and take birth and die? Is this a nice thing? Dying is very nice. Prabhu, you announce, you buy a cake and say, tomorrow I'm going to die. Please come for my... do you say that? Do you do that? Do you have a party when you're going to die? You don't do that. Yes? It is not nice. Yes or no? It is not nice. And therefore it is explained that one who has taken birth, he has to actually make serious plans to stop. He has to make serious plan to stop the cycle of birth and death. I want to just explain a bit about death more. Let's go to that first before I, can see here. Some people may not believe this, so let us explain this way Krishna explains. You can see here how we come to this. When the living entity passes from this present body to the next body, which is created by his own karma, he becomes absorbed in the pleasurable and painful sensation of the new body and completely forget the experience of the previous body. This total forgetfulness of one previous material identity, which comes about for one reason or another, is called death. You understand this point? Now we all are sitting in this body, but we do not know that in previous life we had a body. Yes? So because we have taken this body, we forget what is previous. Of course, sometimes there are cases of people who have taken birth, and when they are young they remember their past life, and they go to that place and they see that their father, their mother and all that. Sure enough, he described how he died and all that. There are records, is it not? So this is to show that this is not our only birth. Are you following? So this is how we are dying. The moment we die, we forget everything. We don't know who, what, everything is finished. And what is birth? Birth is explained Birth is explained here. Here you can see, by the death of one's father or grandfather, one can surmise one's own death. And by the birth of one's son, one can understand the conditions of one's own birth. A person thus realistically understands the creation and destruction of the material body is no longer subject to these dualities. So this is how we should analyze. What is that? I can see my father dying, my grandfather dying. So I understand I am also on the next on line. Yes? By seeing my son or my children taking birth, I can understand this is birth. Are you following? So we cannot just be naive, pretend, whenever birth, a big party and funeral you cry. Well, what's the point? So you have to understand what the soul is going through. You follow this point? You understand this? This is very important. So we cannot just be oblivious and think that, oh, it's all right, everything is going on, You understand? So therefore, we should not live like an animal. An animal doesn't care. When there's some death ceremony, the animals get together, a big problem. They eat each other. When someone dies, they eat up. Yes, they think it's food. Yes or not? They're animals. So if we behave like animal, then we don't care. But a human being, he is put into this body, he is for a purpose. This is explained here. You can see here. See in this verse, a wise person, knowing that although the material body is subject to death, it can still award the perfections of one life, should not foolishly neglect to take advantage of this opportunity before death arrives. You understand this point? What is that we should take advantage of? What is that? What is that? We should try to take an advantage of trying to put a stop to the cycle of birth and death that we are taking. You follow? That is intelligence. Now I simply eat, sleep, mate, defend and go on every day and think this is life. Then I will die like a cat and a dog. You follow my point? You understand? This is what Uddhava has said. Uddhava has said this. You can see here. We should not try to enjoy the senses. You can see what he says. Yeah. What is Bhagavad Gita? Uddhava said, my dear Krishna, generally human beings know that material life brings great unhappiness. And still they try to enjoy material life. My dear Lord, how can one in knowledge act just like a dog, an ass or a goat? In other words, if we do not make a solid program to stop this cycle of birth and death, that means we are no better than a dog, an ass and a goat. That means we are simply what? Animals. You follow? So being human being now, we can talk, we can communicate, we can reason out, we can question, yes? Yes or no? So we have to find the solution. We have to find the solution how to put a stop to this cycle of birth and death. You understand this point? So what is the solution to put an end to this? What is that? So we should be very careful that if we try to enjoy the material pleasures, which eventually come to the point of ending everything in death. Whatever we do now with this body, if we do not find a solution for it, then all our activities will come to the point of death. Yes or not? Huh? Is it not? Are you following? So our activities are going to come to a failure. It's explained here. A purified soul should see that because the conditioned soul was dedicated to sense gratification and falsely accept the objects of sense pleasure as truth, all their endeavors are doomed to failure. You following? So we are now working on all our material things and thinking that, no, I want to make big plans, a retirement plan, this plan, that plan, every plan. But all this plan will eventually come to failure. You follow this point? So we should be very intelligent to find the solution. Our solution is that we should going to die. Yes, we're going to die. But we should die now once and not die again. That be the intelligent move. You understand? Are you following? That is intelligent. So therefore this is explained here. In this verse you can see the terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation and also the Supreme Soul of all souls. So you cannot try any other method. What method you can try to find a solution to stop the cycle of birth and death? Tell me. Here the Lord is declaring, you cannot find anything. He says here, the terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resort to any shelter other than myself. You follow? You cannot escape. You think you can escape? Even Lord Brahma with 4 heads. You see here, Lord Brahma, he says here, In the planetary system, from the heavenly to the hellish, and for all the great demigods who live for 1000 yuga cycle, there is fear of me in the form of time. Even Brahma, who possessed the supreme lifespan of 311 trillion 40 billion years, is also afraid of me. So you go to Lord, he also going to die? Yes? You follow? Then who will save us? Who? Let's say, maybe I can buy insurance. Can any kind of insurance save me? You only give money for your what? Your dependence. But you, yes? That's why here again Krishna says here, see? Thus the devotee, what is this? Who worship me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspiration to be promoted to the heavenly planet or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relation with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. See this point? So for one who has come to Krishna, only one who has come to Krishna can go to the other side of, see here. But you do not come to Krishna, you try anything else. It's not going to go. It's not going to. Also Krishna says, again here, another verse you see, Krishna is assuring here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I shall describe to you the principle of devotion to me, by executing which a mortal human being will conquer unconquerable death. See that? In other words, if you take up the service of Krishna consciousness, only then you can escape the cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, there's no possibility. Again, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, very famous verse, you can see. Krishna is explaining here, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vedi tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma nahi te mam eti sojuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving this body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So you see how the solution, it is not that we are without solution. The solution is that we should now engage in remembering Krishna and his activities. You understand? This is the solution. You cannot try to do anything else, because if you, at the time of death, if you do not remember God, this is explained here, if you remember Krishna at the time of death, Krishna means God, no? Antakale chamam evam smaran muktva kalaivaram yapriyati satmat bhavam yati nastyatra samsayah. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. You see, if you remember Krishna, you see here, he's standing here, so beautifully dressed. That's why you come to the temple. Yes? So you can get an impression of the deity. Yes? Are they not beautiful? So if you can remember them, especially at the time of death, then Krishna says here, you go to the spiritual world. You'll never come back again. Sometimes they ask, why go to temple? What's the use? You follow? What is the purpose of coming to the temple? Why? So that you get an impression of the deities. You understand? You understand? So if you remember, because for you to remember God like this is very difficult. Is it not? The mind, as we discussed last week, is running here and running there, chanchala. Yes? Is it not? It's so difficult to keep the mind on focus. That's why the Lord manifests himself as the deity. You can see how beautiful they are. If you can get an impression of them in your mind, then the game is over. Because you will have an attachment, yes? Yes or not? It is explained. You can see here, it is explained here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind to the conditioned soul that if they call upon Him by speaking His holy name, even unintentionally or unwillingly, the Lord inclined to destroy innumerable sinful reactions in their heart. Therefore, when a devotee has taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, chant the holy name of Krishna with genuine love, the Lord can never give up the heart of such a devotee. One who has thus bound the Lord, the Supreme Lord, within his heart with the ropes of love is known as Bhagavad Pradhana, the most exalted devotee of the Lord. You see here, one who has thus bound the Supreme Lord within his heart with the ropes of love. So if you can capture that image of God in your heart, you're capturing so many things, right? Is it not? So many things you are capturing in your heart. Yes? But if you can capture the Lord, then your business is finished. Yes? You understand? Are you following? That means no more birth again in this material. You go back to the spiritual world where there is no birth, death, old age, disease, and you live very happily, not disturbed. Now if you fail to capture your mind, then what is the problem? What happens? What happens? So here you see, Krishna is explaining the other way. What happens if you do not try? I don't care all these things, all this nonsense, remembering God. And I want to do my own thing. Yes, I like to watch TV. I like to watch. Yes, I want to do something. I must relax. Yes, yes or no? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam teje ante kalaivaram tam tam eva iti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state you will attain without fail. What does that mean? What does that mean? Whatever I am thinking of at the time of death, that stage I will attain. Naturally, we are building up our affection for family. Yes. Sometimes even animals, yes. Sometimes I see so many things, or even sometimes they are so attached to their office, their work, or their country, or so many things, yes? Yes or not? So let's say if I am attached to my wife, then what I become next life? Yes. I take birth as what? Female. You understand? It is not that I am conjecturing, This is explained here. The mind, what it focuses on, you get the next thing. So you see how, that's why some people are sitting as women, some people are sitting as men. Whose choice is this? You prefer to take birth as men. You prefer to be there as women, is it? Did you make your choice? You don't know. Yes, I show you how this happens. I'll show you one verse that you can see. Is it? What verse is it? Is it 333 or what? Give me a minute. Three 32, eh? Someone here help me? No one here? That man who, Okay, yeah, we got it. Alright, we got it here. Let's see, I'll show you this. Yeah, this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here you see Sanskrit. Yan manyate pati moham janmaya rishabhayatim stritvam stri sangataha prapto vitapatya graha pradam. A living entity who, as a result of attachment to woman in his previous life, has been endowed with the form of a woman, foolishly looks upon Maya in the form of a man, a husband as the bestower of wealth, progeny, house and other material things. See, now you are man, you are attached to the women, next life you become woman. Now you woman, you become attached to your husband, next life you become man. So in this way the cycle is going on and on and on. You understand? Are you following? This is how it works. You understand this point? So the mind carries, So our whole program here is to bring our mind to the lotus feet of. That is how the whole thing can stop. Just now I showed you, by devotional service you can conquer unconquerable death. Are you following this point? So we should not try to be passive, thinking that it's alright, I will go on, it's just okay. These are natural affection, my wife, you know what I'm saying? These are dangerous. You know what? Dangerous. You understand? So we should try to, although we are living with the family, we are not saying you have to kick out everybody and stay as a recluse, we are not saying that. But we have to understand that this woman is actually a spirit soul, she is also servant of Krishna, these children, these are also Krishnas, they are all Krishnas. You understand? My duty is to serve them so they can also become Krishna conscious. It is explained, one cannot take up the role of a parent if he cannot deliver the dependence. What was it then? 5, 18 is it? Huh? You can see here, it's a very big responsibility. I think it's 18, let me see. Yes. See here? Guru nasa syat, svajano nasa syat, pita nasa svajani nasa syat, daivam natatsyam na patis nasyan, na mochedya samupetyam mrityum. This is explained here. One who cannot deliver his dependent from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a relative, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipful demigod. In other words, you cannot say, it's not my business. I have to deliver myself and I have to deliver my dependent also. You understand? This is a very serious responsibility, not just giving them food, clothing, shelter, that's another thing. Are you understanding? Our responsibility to make sure that we don't come back and our dependents also don't come back. I cannot say I don't care. No, it's not possible. You understand this point? Huh? So we have to teach them this very important thing. Just like we are so concerned with our children's education, our children's, secure, so many things, yes? But this thing we are not concerned. This thing we are not concerned. They say in Hindi, chalta hai, what he wants to do, his business. You understand? We cannot. There's no such thing as. Therefore, we should also be very much concerned. Yes? Yes or no? Dying is very nice. Is it not painful? Yes. I remember when you first get the impression that you're going to die, immediately in your mind, oh, why me? Why it must be me? There's so many people here, why they can't die? Why to me? I have to die. Impression. They are completely worried, sweating, cold sweat. Because fear. Understand? Nobody can escape this cycle of birth and death. So therefore we have a responsibility. Our responsibility is to teach. First we have to learn and then we have to teach. Like now you understand that if I take up this process of getting an impression of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, then yes. You understand? Especially at the time of that, if you can call Krishna, then it's finished. Everything is over. But if you don't make plans for that, then there's a good chance our mind will slip away. Yes? Yes? Then what will happen? Unfulfilled desire means again birth. Again, Krishna explained. How this is working is very inconceivable. Only the intelligent can understand. The fool cannot understand this. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, certain type of eye, tongue, nose, sense of touch with a group about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. So he got one more mother, he goes, whatever mother that body will get, yes? Yes or not? The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit this body, nor they can understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell or mode of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this. You have to get training. Understand? Like now you are learning. Yes? Yes or no? So this is important. Because any moment we can die. Can you tell me for sure? My doctor told me, Prabhu, I am going to live for 150 years. Yes? 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 No, my astrologer predicted. What? Can you say for sure? You do not know, you step out of the door, you may get killed. Yes? So that is certain, as sure as what? As sure as what? Death. You follow? So we should not procrastinate in this matter. Especially in this age, in this period of time we are here. The process has been simplified. Very much simplified. If we can just make a habit to remember Krishna by chanting His name, although there are 9 processes of devotional service, but if we can stick to chanting Krishna's name, then everything becomes solved. You follow? You follow? That's all. Every moment we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Then everything is adjusted. Everything becomes adjusted. You follow this point? This is an easy way. You don't have to go do all these big things, sit in the Himalayas or try to do meditation and all. That's not very practical. It's not very practical. You cannot do also. Nowadays you are very much strained in your job. Yes, you go in, you don't know sunrise, sunset, everything you don't know. Yes? Yes or not? So you are in God. So how to bring the mind to Krishna? That should be our program. Therefore in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give a very easy method. Always chant my name. By chanting Krishna's name, you are calling Him. And when you call Krishna, then Krishna helps. You understand? Krishna says, if you surrender to me, then you can overcome my Maya. If you don't surrender to me, you cannot overcome my Maya. That's not possible. You follow? That's simple. Very simple. Krishna said. He says here, very easy method. Devi he sugunamayi mama maya turatyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. The divine energy of mind consisting of the 3 modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Again, Krishna said. So therefore, if anyone wants to do anything other than Krishna consciousness, I think it's going to be difficult. It is not we are trying to, here because here is the Hare Krishna movement, therefore we are telling you. No, we are showing you by what? Vedic evidences. By what? Vedic evidences. Teachings of God. If you want to go to God, you must hear what God has to say. Yes? Can you go to God your way or His way? His way or your way? You have to go His way. You cannot try to do your thing and expect to go His. Not possible. You understand? In fact, whatever way you try, it only end up in failure. I showed you this now, yes? Everything will become what? Failure. So do you want to become a failure or do you want to become a success? Which one is which? success. Now, how you propose to do that? Huh? Yes. You must seriously call on who? Yes. There's no other way. You cannot find any other way. Understand? Huh? You cannot find any other way which is more sublime than chanting His name. That is explained many times, we have shown you. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyataha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. You follow? So the choice is yours. You understand? There is no forcing. Because you have given independent what? Faculty, correct? You can use your tongue to vibrate and call for the Lord, or you can use your same tongue to chant Maya's glory. Yes? Which way you want to go, your choice. Right? Because, as I've said, we have already taken how many births? Brahma's life, just now I showed you, 311 trillion years, yes? Of which now he has finished half, he's on his 51st year. That means he has finished how much? 150 trillion years. So how many times we have taken birth and died? We are happy about it. Prabhu, I finished 150 trillion births. I don't mind celebrating the next one more. Yes? Is that intelligence? Huh? Have a cake with 150 trillion years candle. Is that a nice thing to do? So think again and think carefully. If anyone is intelligent, he should immediately stop it. Right? And that's all. All you have to do is open the mouth and say what? That's all. Open the mouth and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Is it difficult? Huh? Is it difficult? Alright, so any question on this point? So far explained. How many are chanting Hare Krishna? Practically everybody. You are not chanting? You are chanting. No chanting. Chanting. Very good. Who else? Everyone chanting? Very good. So this is the secret, because if you don't chant, then the mind cannot be controlled. Because this mind, as I have explained many times, is belonging to who? Is belonging to Krishna. This mind is whose property? And if you want to capture Krishna, you cannot do any way by using the same mind in his service. Understand? That's the only way. If you try to use this mind away from Krishna, then he will give you untold problems, untold headaches. Yes? Alright, if you have no questions, we will stop here. We will chant Hare Krishna, so that everybody can chant and learn the mantra. Yes? Someone will chant. Everyone follow, chant. Can chant, Hare Krishna. bring the harmony. Everyone sing along. You will chant very easy the mantra there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Going to play the mridanga. So everyone, please sing. Yeah.